Okay, so today's talk is about change. I was getting ready for my track season this year and was hit with the fact that our head coach was retiring, resigning, whatever. And I was a little upset, but I mean, we didn't really interact that much because I had my specialties coach. So today, found out that my specialties coach had resigned as well. And my initial thoughts were that we had been betrayed as a team because we didn't find out from her. We found out from the athletic director from an email. And I just thought it was very impersonal because as a team, we grew. We built up this team together and just gone. But the more I thought about it, the more I tried to accept the decision because at the end of the day, it's a job. Yes, we make connections, we build relationships, but at the end of the day, it's a job. So her being young in her career and advancing, why not take a better pick? So that brought me to the topic of change because I feel like a lot of times we get so comfortable in something, and if there's any inclination of a change, we either worry, we become angry, or we lose it. We don't know how to handle it. And sometimes, I'm not saying you're going to be prepared for every moment of change, that you're going to be ready for every situation, but I feel like we have to find a way to cope with it better. We can't be quick to anger. We can't be quick to judgment. And at the same time, depending on what kind of change it is, sometimes we can't get so caught up in trying to find all of the answers. Why is this change happening? Why me? Why this? Why that? Because sometimes that forces us to be stuck in not accepting that change, but feeling as though we're a victim of it. When I know when I was growing up, people always told me that change it's a beautiful thing. It usually means that you're growing. It usually means progression or some sort. But I mean, yes, we have instances where change can be negative, whether I changed my good habits and traded them out for bad ones. Of course, that's a bad change. But like I said, we have to find a way to cope with these things. We need to know and find ways of evaluating the change. So I feel like my team, we've gone through a lot together. And we have almost like a mission statement for our team. And the first couple of lines is nothing's easy. And just that one statement, it's going to be a hard word. It's going to be a hard road. We're going to have to push through everything, any obstacles that we have. And we also say through adversity. So we have to push ourselves. We have to be able to push each other. So I feel like if all of this does go through, if we do see ourselves with a new staff, it's going to be rough. But at the end of the day, we have to realize it's a part of life. Life is going to change. It's going to throw you curveballs. You're going to be upset. But sulking and finding reasons to blame people, or sometimes even just trying to understand why certain people make decisions is pointless, because something that might be beneficial for me you might not think it's beneficial, or it might not be so beneficial for you, but sometimes we have to be selfish in this world. So if anything, I don't respect the way that things were handled, but I respect the fact that these coaches had enough courage to make the decision to advance themselves, just as we will when we get involved in our real careers. So accept change. Don't allow yourself to be stuck in this comfort zone. If you're uncomfortable, 9 times out of 10, you're doing the right thing. You're growing. But also evaluate those changes, because you don't want to start changing and you don't want to backtrack. You don't want to change and erase all that progress that you might have had. So work on that. Accept change in certain instances. Don't become so bogged down about things that are out of your control. And in those instances that you can control change, stick with it, because sometimes you might think that it's okay for XYZ of a change to happen, and then as you're going through the transitions, it might be tough. But if you stick it out, you might realize that it was more beneficial for you to push through that moment. And don't be afraid to include people in your change or to make suggestions. Don't try to force people to change, because that is the dumbest thing that anybody can ever do, because it usually doesn't work. So, don't let change limit you. Accept it. And if it's not the right change, find ways to work with it. Find ways to work around it and fix it. Don't allow it to stop you from your goals. Don't allow change to make you feel as though you've lost out. Yeah.